Shambho, Mahadev, Mahadev, Mahadeva. So Bhagavan said, as we said in the last, all the meditation should be based on the fact that we had explained the status of position we are in, and to truly identify the truth and the Parabrahma. So various methods and various ways have been shown by the great men, so that the Jivatma who is entangled in the Maya of the Prakriti should be in a position to integrate and disintegrate in the Prakriti through that Shakti one has inherited when being born. That Shakti, that Jnanam, put together the prana and the functions of the prana, should be utilized only for the purpose of the identification and the purpose of the karma, purpose of the janma, through which the execution of karma should be taken up and attain that what you are supposed to attain. That is the truth, that's the Parabrahman. During this process of execution of identification, we have to pass through so many inerts, materials, matter, emotions, mind, functions of mind, functions of antakarana, functions of the Sukshma Sharira, so Sthula Sharira, Karana Sharira, and also the functions of the pranas, functions of the various bodies. So what happens when we are traveling through all this? Naturally there are varied experiences, and which can lead us to misunderstand things and understand things properly. Pancha koshas, Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya and Anandamaya. Through these pranas one has to travel. Through the prana, through Apana Samana Vana Prana Udana, you have to travel. When you are traveling through all this, the experiences are different. Now what happens is that, people who have not undergone this training and knowledge, they undergo the process of only the Panchendriyas and the Mana. They are not traveling through the Panchakoshas and they are not traveling through the Panchapranas. Unless we travel through the Panchapranas, we will not be in a position to attain the truth of the existence of self as well as the existence of the Prakriti, plus the true existence of the Parabrahman. We are not getting time, or we are not permitting ourselves to pass through these stages. Why? Because the human, the Jivatma, is only busy with the crowded attainment of information through the Indriyas and choking and blocking the capacity of the mind only for analysis of these, and trying to locate and find out the truth in that. we say, there's a saying, when the harvest is done, paddy, this rice fields. After the harvest is done, they'll bring the rice, the paddy home in the field, bring it to a place. They screen, they screen it like this, with the wind. There will be a lot of, that's the season when the harvest is done. Normally, it's the nature's, help. There will be a lot of wind. So what happens whenever they take the paddy and then they, everyone will stand and drop it like this, like a screen, vibrating screen. Like nowadays it's mechanized. Earlier days the people used to do it. So when they do this, automatically because of the wind, the whole lighter material will go off and only the good paddy will fall down there. So automatically done. Now this is the time of the harvest. And you will find in the south it will be quite breezy, wind. You cannot keep the windows open, so breezy. You will find that automatically this is done. So what I am trying to tell you is that not this. In the process I explained this, that's all. So what happens after this is done, then the other things are accumulated. That is given to the cows and all that with the water mixed in. Yeah, very good actually for the strength. In that, whatever has come out, whatever you search, you won't even get one grain of rice. Same way, in this experience of emotional, where the desires and attachments and attractions are there, where the crowded information you had been accumulating and then the mind letting it choked and blocked by the totally engaged in this, whatever amount of searching done in that, because we are trying to search the Brahman in that. This is what happens. Whatever amount of searching done in that, it will be like looking for the grain of rice in that husk that has been taken out. This will be the result. This is what one should do. There is no point. Why? Because it is absolutely superficial, which is like, what is that which is blown off? Is superficial, which are not necessary. They are there. Let it be there. That should be a part of it. Why? Because there are certain benefits out of it. This was necessary, these materials or things were necessary when the paddy was grown. So when you are growing up, or when you are understanding things, learning things, or you want to experience certain things, these are required. But they are not the one which are the truth and ultimately that has to be found out. They are only the ones which are the agents, supporting agents for the grain to grow. That's all. They are there. Mind is there, emotions are there, and everything is necessary. It's not that they are not necessary. Everything is necessary. So these Panchendriyas are necessary. They are to identify them. They are in order to grow, make us grow. That is absolutely necessary. So whatever amount of searching done in that, you will not find the truth. Is why these meditational methods have been given by the Maharshi, so that one can, if one is looking for it, they should identify that I am doing the wrong. This sense has to be there. No, otherwise what happens? In the heap of husk that is accumulated there, throughout the life, he keeps on searching for the grain in that, where it is not available. Where it is not available. If you are looking for something, you should know where it is available. If you are looking for something, you should know where it is available. You go to a hardware shop and look for a fine muslin cloth, you will never get it. It's not possible. It's not impossible. You should know where you have to look for it. This identification has to be there. That itself is not there. Where to look for it is why these Shastras have been made so that in the Kali Yuga or in the other yugas where people cannot identify them, they can go through this so that identify where it has to be looked for, because it is very difficult. Very difficult for people who have not understood it properly. They do not know where to travel, which way to go, and where to look for it. So we talked about the Pratah meditation on the Ashtavasus, we said. Meditation on the Rudras, we said, in the middle part of life that we have to look for. Is very important actually. Why? Because unless this is known, we do not know where to look for it. That is why a lot of peripheral knowledge may be there. Lot of myths are there. Lots of tits and bits people know. They say that what type of food one should eat, how to do yogasana, how to keep your body, how to keep this, that, everything we know. At a point of time you will find none of them have got any significance. Absolutely no. They are all absolutely not at all necessary. At a point of time you will know that a person who knows the Brahman, a person who is a Brahma Sakshatkari, how does it matter to him what he eats? Anything that is available for him to eat, he will eat. That's all. Nothing, because he's a Brahma Sakshatkari. Everything is Vaishwananam, everything is Annam. Everything that is digested is Annam for him, everything is Vaishwananam, that is burning him. Neither he is involved in the digestion, nor he is involved in the eating. Process is totally different then. That consciousness itself is totally different. You see. So these things have to be understood. Otherwise what happens? These myths will hold you back. If I drink coffee, will the Parabrahman get angry and he will not come to me? Can I hide and drink it once in a while? These questions all, just an example. Don't you think that these examples come in our yes, in a different manner, different way? No? If I don't do this, won't it happen? If I don't do this, no. Why? Because they are all connected with the Indriyas and the mind. Analytical knowledge through the intelligence, that's all what happens. This intelligence was necessary, intelligence is necessary for maintaining your physical body and mind in order to keep it in line with the Brahma Sakshatkaram, in line with the identification of the Brahman, but not to go along with the body and the mind. This identification has to be there. So that is why he said, in the here, Juhoti Namo Vayave Antarikshachite Lokachite Lokam Me Yajamanaya Vidvaishavai Yajamanasya Loka Etasmi Atra Yajamanaha Parastadayashaya Swaha Vajahi Paridhamim Tukto Tishtati Tasmai Rudramadhyadina Samvanam Samprayachanti. Identification, the oblation, salutations of the air here. Vayu is the deity where we have to relate to. When Vayu is the deity, he wanted to open the world towards the area where he is in a position to eliminate those which are in the Balyavastha, those which are in the initial stages of the function of this, the self, and they go into the execution part of it where the Brahmacharyatva is done. That's why the Brahmacharis we call them, the one who is in the oblating this to the Vayu, the Brahmacharya, where we identify how to live in the air. Nobody can live in the air. Here the meaning of living in the air in the sense not getting attached to the bhumi, not getting attached to the bhautika jivan, that which is in the bhumi, that matter, that those bhutas that is available in the bhumi. They are there, let it be there. But being there, how will I live in the status of mid path, which is known as the air? How can I live there? Is the identity that is to be done. So meditate on this and chant these mantras. Submit yourself and would like to be born in that. That is why many people are again born in that area, that stage where one is born there, in order to identify themselves, in order to identify the path of the knowledge, walking in the path of knowledge. There are so many brahmacharis, there are so many monks, there are so many people who are the followers like Buddha and all that, had a lot of followers. Where all they are working for? They are all meditating, they are all working for the mid path actually, where they are not reached, but they are not at the ground, they are not connected, they identified it. So they would like to be born again. See this number of janmas, this is how it happens. How janmana, this attitude comes. So so what happens when he experiences this, when he meditates this? The next janma he is born in that status. Whatever happens, he will somehow or other he will reach there, and then will start traveling. It's a continuity again. So will travel is why he says that this meditative oblations, yajna is being done for that. So the Maharishis and Tapasvis, or the people who are to should be born in that Rudra offer, the world connected with the midday Savanam to him. He is born in that, which is known as the midday, in the day, which is known as the Prata, Madhyana and the Sayam. So in the Madhyama he is born, in the Madhyama where he is at the peak of it, he is at the peak of the living. In the peak of living, that which is in the air, that is not on the ground. So where he has to identify those facilities that is to be acquired from the atmosphere. See, that's called the atmosphere. Swargam, we can call it as Swarga, we can call it as, it's not in the Akasha, beyond the Akasha, but almost below the Akasha. We can call it as the experimental experience after the experience of living in the earth. That means the karmas that you acquire from this, acquire from that and staying there. Paishachika Lokam is also there in between, there only, Paishachika Loka. That which you have not fulfilled with the body, if you want to fulfill with the body, you have to be born again in the mid status of it, where you do not want a sharira, but you would like to experience that also can be explained like that. So various explanations are given. Without a sharira experiencing the brahmacharya, experiencing the path of the this one. So everything is mid path. So we must understand what is that mid path. Mid path, even though it is told that midday. What is the day? Day one is that from our being born to the death is one day for us, or one unit for us. Sun rising, sun setting. Sun's rising is that from where we have got the vision, the knowledge, vision of the knowledge. The midday is that we are already traveling in the knowledge. The end, the Sayam is that we have already acquired that knowledge and gone beyond that into darkness which is not visible. So only function of the karmas are only in this periphery. Beyond that is which is not visible, is why it is known as dark. It is not